Hi, you guys. Oh my gosh. I'm a little wrecked today, not gonna lie. I'm in Europe and I did this like crazy migration across the world. It was so hard. Every flight was delayed in Heathrow and it caused like so many issues. It was so draining. Then I got here and I had a wonderful time where I am. It's so beautiful and exotic. But then the fire alarm I had rented an apartment with John, my son, and the fire alarm kept going off in the middle of the night. There was no fire, thank God. But I was trying to sleep and I couldn't sleep. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And today is, of course, one of my favorite days. And I didn't want to miss it with you guys, which is recap, sort of, whatever the hell I do on these things, gossip day. For Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 12. So I was like, you've got to rally, but I feel like I'm in Vegas on like my third day. I know you guys know what that's like. Oh my God. Jet lagged and no sleep last night because of the fire alarm. Why me? It felt like, remember Vacation and Chevy Chase kept running into problems? That's what I felt like. I'm them. Okay. So, what did I want to talk about even today? All right, now let's get into it. I did do, of course, never let the ball drop on your work, play hard, work hard kind of thing. What else? I'm sorry about the lighting. I don't obviously have the best setup. So we're just going to truck on through this thing. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. You never know what you're going to get on this channel. And I'm going to show you a picture from my view. Okay, I threw in a little lipstick. I mean, I don't want to scare you guys this early in the morning. I'm here for a month, so by next week, I'm sure things will be smoother. I've already figured out all my problems here. So, all right, so let's get into it. I miss you guys. I'm going to be sharing stuff if you guys care on the Diamond Patreon membership. And please remember to thank the patrons because they basically support the channel because ads are not enough for me to do this. So please, if you see one, be supportive. If you can join even for 1 month, that's really helpful. It's $6 starting level per month and it's really easy and it's so fun. So you really can't do this recap of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 12 episode 8 without listening to this part of the show, which is the weird, almost unbelievable group text that Diana Jenkins sends to the girls. Listen.
I'm so tired. And then Diana wrote back, well, I don't normally do this in a group text, but doctors are putting me on bed rest to stop bleeding. This trip and flying and drinking and burning my candle both ends after losing baby. Bleeding for 8 weeks straight after miscarriage. And 4 major surgeries that followed in last few weeks to save my uterus was not a very intelligent thing to do.
I usually wouldn't share this in a group text because it makes me look like a whining bitch.
But Garcelle misspelled. Might think I'm rude, so there it is.
I love Diana. She's as shady as I am. It's kind of awkward.
First of all, Lisa's being shady. I love how she's a real master at this stuff because what Lisa's basically doing to you guys is saying there's no way the misspelling of Garcelle's name was a mistake. So read between the lines and get that kind of out there to get the, get some storyline out there that Diana is intentionally disrespecting Garcelle, which for Diana Jenkins has a lot more meaning than just disrespecting Garcelle, like a character on your show, okay? And so Lisa's sketchy, just saying I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her. She threw some shade actually during the show last night, I noticed. She said something like, say hi to Denise for me, because Denise never showed up for Garcelle's birthday party after being invited by Garcelle, and Garcelle sort of showing that she's a good friend. And Denise just blows her off for her birthday, doesn't call her, text her. Okay, this is laughable to me because you guys know that Denise Richards is never showing up at any Real Housewives of Beverly Hills event ever again until she's paid. And I don't mean as a part-time person. I mean as a full-time person. So even her best friend Garcelle, she's going to say, listen, after this whole thing went down, she's definitely going to say, I'm never shooting. I'm happy to take you to lunch, Garcelle. I love you. We already know they're still friends, by the way. They still hang out. She put stuff on her Instagram page. So the reality is Denise is like, I am never giving you free content of me, Denise Richards, on this show again, ever. So if you want to see me, best be seeing me off the show. Anyway, it's time for Garcelle's birthday. Yay, Garcelle's birthday party. Festive, fun. And, oh, by the way, I just wanted to comment one thing about the Lisa Vanderpump fight with Dorit. Have you heard about this? Basically, Dorit said that Lisa Vanderpump never sent a text to her about her robbery to say, like, I'm sorry it happened to you. And then page 6 received proof from Lisa Vanderpump that she did indeed send to either Dorit or PK a text message showing her support when the robbery happened, even though they're kind of estranged from each other. And then Dorit said that Lisa also avoided her at a party that we later find out, or she says, is at Mr. Chow's. Now, I only know it's from Mr. Chow's from the pictures because I used to go to Mr. Chow's a lot. So claims that Lisa went out of her way to avoid Dorit. Now, Lisa says, no, you were in the other room. So it wasn't really like, it was going way out of my way to go up to you and say hi. So that's really why that went down like that. Well, I just want to say something and chime in. I used to have my birthday parties at Mr. Chow's in Beverly Hills, and they have a private room on the second floor. That's really the only other room. So what I think is PK and Dorit, for some reason, were in the VIP area, or maybe they were just in a separate event space in the upstairs room where you can rent it out for birthdays and private events and stuff. And Lisa was down in the main dining room, and she was sitting with the man of honor and all this stuff. And so it does make sense that Lisa Vanderpump would not go up to the second floor and that room at all. I really do have to side with Lisa Vanderpump on this one because, I mean, it's so out of the way, this like second event space they have. You can see through a window down into the restaurant below. But I mean, it's so out of the way. You would never, if you were in the main event space, ever go up to that room unless it was like a serious driving force up there, like someone you gave a shit about, which apparently Lisa doesn't care at all about Dorit. But Dorit, I guess, still cares about Lisa. So then Erica completely confuses the fans by saying that she once took up with Garcelle's son, Oliver, who's happily with someone, by the way, and has a baby. And this really confuses the fans because they thought that Erica's type was this. Okay, so let's now go back to Garcelle's birthday party. Diana Jenkins brings a Room 23 book as a birthday present to Garcelle. And, oh, you want to see some pictures in that book? Let me show you like two really quick, just for fun. Garcelle must have been overjoyed with this gift of this rare coffee book because in it is her friend Lisa Rinna naked in a hotel room in a compromising position. But then she always can know that all the money is going to sex trafficking charities. So that's always makes you feel better when you have your naked friend on the coffee table. All right, so we move on, and as Sutton, thank God, reminds us that Jesus heals everybody because Diana Jenkins has indeed miraculously recovered from that. I don't know what that text message was. It was like, an essay about how she's bleeding to death and her uterus is falling out. She somehow miraculously makes it to the party, and Sutton does notice that Jesus heals, and that's probably how that went down. Anyway, we also meet Sheree in here. Sheree is Will Smith's ex-wife, and it comes out that Garcelle dated Will Smith too. Actually, I don't know if you guys know the story, but they met on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Garcelle said she broke it off because she realized that Will Smith was getting serious with Jada Pinkett Smith, and she didn't want to, and she was frankly afraid of Jada Pinkett Smith. No, I'm making that up. Anyway, Garcelle gets the women dancing, and, you know, they get that quintessential housewives moment where Kyle usually does the splits and Erica, you know, I don't know, strip dances, has like great memories of that from her youth. And, you know, the other women just kind of do their thing. No judgment. I mean, just saying, like, I don't know. The only person like that was absent was Lisa Rinna. She was at Harry Hamlin's premiere, but still throwing shade, as I mentioned, that Denise Richards didn't go to the party. She's actually so angry that Denise Richards is not on the show. That's the bottom line with Lisa Rinna. She should have just accepted what Denise was willing to do and attacked some other person that isn't her friend in real life. Jeez. Diana Jenkins wears, I heard, like a dynamite, a Birkin bag, 250,000 diamond clasp. I couldn't find one picture of it today, which is really strange. So anyway, I wanted to show it in this video, but like nobody cares about this $250,000 Birkin. I was like, that's like the star of the episode, in my opinion. Anyway, Diana decides to be a villain, and Sutton, she has this really awkward scene where Kyle takes Diana Jenkins back, which the producers must have told her to do because there's just no reason for that. I mean, she's supposedly good friends with Sutton, and Diana was like a lunatic. I mean, unless Kyle's position was like, you know, she really believed Diana Jenkins', you know, story that like she was sick and stuff. It appears to me that some of the women believed the story off camera and some didn't. I'd say Diana Jenkins got like a coming to Jesus by one of the producers. Like, you know, if you don't go to this event, all I can tell you is, you know, people get fired, or you're just maybe not going to be a housewife, because, you know, like the more you want to go to as many events as you can, and they always will be egging you on, you know, throughout the season. Like, if you don't do this, you might be making a big mistake. They do it sometimes with some people harder than others, that they really want to have work out. So I have a feeling they really wanted this to work with Diana. So they like pushed her, like, you need to go to this event and you need to bring it because we're out of time on you, basically. Anyway, so Diana and Sutton have it out on the couch, and again, we have to do it. And Diana Jenkins drags Sutton over eating bacon as a vegetarian, and she says that Sutton is boring, and she calls Sutton frail and old, and that she needs Garcelle as a bodyguard because she's frail and old, and she drags Sutton again. Then Sutton is just like, you're like, you know, a soulless bitch, and Sutton gives out a phone number, which is obviously a song, 8675309. 8675309. Okay, I'll never do that again. Sorry, guys. And then Diana Jenkins shows that she has zero class by saying she's going to headbutt or butt head. Why did she say butt head? Okay, with Sutton. She's going to butt head Sutton. She's going to headbutt Sutton. I don't know. But anyway, needless to say, she's trying to come off as a gangster, obviously. But really, like, by U.S. gangster terms, I don't know what's happening in Bosnia, but, I mean, you know, we don't headbutt people. We do a lot worse here, you know? So I don't know what that was, but if someone threatened to headbutt me in Beverly Hills, I would just bust out laughing. Like, are you serious, you idiot? To be fair, new Diana's head does have a giant forehead, so maybe there is something to be worried about with a headbutt. Erica's asking a producer to get her drunk or give her drugs. Maybe, we don't know who this person is that we see Erica asking, but just to kind of reconfirm that Erica is, you know, definitely developing some sort of alcohol problem, although none of us really believe that. We all think she's just pretending so she doesn't have to actually talk about anything happening in her life. By the way, she had to give back the earrings to the trustee. It went down the other day while I was traveling over here, and the judge ruled in favor of the trustee, and she had to give up the earrings, and she did, and now the trustee has them to liquidate. Yay! That's exciting. That made my week. Diana does the cheesy speech finally that's in the trailer of her being the villain that Sutton's been waiting for, like, you know, Marvel comic villain. This is like my filter for villain. I don't know. Okay. And she calls her passive aggressive. Basically, Sutton's being passive aggressive in the way that she's addressing people. And so, you know, I don't know what this is. Like, Diana's going to make it so that she's aggressive instead of passive aggressive. Okay, so now we're going to talk about passive aggressive. Diana Jenkins sued her executive assistant that worked for her under NeuroBrands in 2019. He resigned in April of 2019, I'm assuming before she filed this lawsuit in 2019. And he said that the reason that she filed this lawsuit against him, which, by the way, she makes it sound like he's sneaking around her bedroom and watching her take showers and stuff. And he's like this young man. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe her husband that she's with might actually have been an ex-assistant. So this guy didn't get off so light, didn't get to marry her. Instead, he gets sued, and he calls it retaliation to the fact that he opposed NeuroBrands' unlawful and discriminatory action in the workplace. So I have to find this lawsuit. It really is shaping up that Diana Jenkins is some sort of racist, because she used this weird language with the social influencer where she calls her a black creator, and then she apologized and she deleted it. She's a mess. Then she gets sued for being a Karen, you know, and the definition that they give for Karen by her neighbor is basically a person who's racist. And he actually puts a definition in the lawsuit, which I think I've read to you guys already. It's in the Patreon. Then the executive assistant says he's complaining to her that NeuroBrand is, discriminatory in actions in the workplace. So that, again, in whatever way you see it, even if it isn't race discrimination, is still discrimination. So she's doing something like that there. And then she misspells Garcelle's name, which is just in such poor taste, especially for a birthday. Fans can't stand Diana is the bottom line. They just destroyed her on Twitter last night. She's not having a great run yet. If she gets another season, it just goes to show how much Andy Cohen hated me. You have to go watch that video if you haven't in here. It's in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills playlist, Why Andy Cohen Hates Me. Okay, because I'm like, wow, this girl really sucks. Like, why did I get dumped? It happens. I'm not for everyone, as you guys know. Anyway, I haven't had a chance to do a deep dive in this way, but some of my patrons believe that Diana Jenkins was not pregnant, meaning she wasn't carrying her baby. She definitely was having a baby, but that she got a surrogate or something, and that her pregnancy doesn't seem to add up on her Instagram. They've shown me pictures and said, like, she's supposed to be, like, really pregnant here, and she doesn't look very pregnant. And so there is some sort of question, at least in some people's minds, of whether or not Diana really carried the baby. So I'm wondering if maybe there was some sort of undertone with cast members of that. And that's why Diana wrote this really weird, long message to everyone, kind of trying to make them feel guilty for maybe implying that Diana didn't actually carry her baby or something. I don't know. The fans are really confused by this because they're like, are all these happening now? Like, were they months ago? Like, why is it that, Diana seems fine to participate in all this stuff, and yet she's supposedly going through all these medical issues? It just doesn't add up. So I'm drawing your attention to it because if you guys want to do some fun sleuthing while I'm taking John to see some stuff, and you start to establish information about that, send it to me. I'm going to be catching up on my DMs on Saturday. So I'll go through them all then and see what's cooking in there. Oh, did you guys notice that Erica Jane was wearing the same shirt as Martha Stewart in her kitty litter ads? Yeah. I'm going to make a meme about it. Don't worry. Okay, you guys. Oh, one last thing before I go. I'm pretty sure that it was Kyle who egged Diana on in attacking Sutton from the way that it's going down and the fact that Kyle is supporting Diana on this one. I think she's uncomfortable with how popular Sutton's become. So she's trying to take her down a few notches as a newbie. Just saying. It has some Kyle vibes on it. Oh, Kyle, you're so mischievous. I heard she looked hot, It's just good to know that all these like hundreds of thousands of dollars of surgery is paying off for the women. You know, they're really looking like completely different people and awesome looking at that. Maybe I should go do that now. Fix this thing. Bye, you guys. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification. I probably missed some things, but I'm wrecked. So yeah, comment below if there's something that you want to make sure, you know, I saw. I will read them maybe later this afternoon. Okay, big kiss. Mwah.